on your side. This is WNCT 9 News at 6.
Temperatures nice and comfortable out there today. We've got temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Our dew point is actually low today too, so it's felt more comfortable than you're used to seeing this time of year. Our current heat indices not really a factor out there. The local radar imagery devoid of any shower or thunderstorm activity around here. Most of the thunderstorms are out over the water. High pressure is building in out of the northwest. That'll keep a lid on rainfall potential in the short term, but we are keeping a close eye on the tropics now. We have a brand new tropical depression east of the Windward and Leeward Islands. It's still about 7 to 10 days away, so much too early to try to speculate about where it will eventually head. We'll have greater updates and details coming up in your full weather forecast. The longest running newscast in the East starts now.
Now at 6, after school centers in Pitt County will have more resources to help address learning loss in students. I'm Adriana Hargrove with more details on what those resources are and where they're coming from.
This summer was a pretty good summer for us.
And the summer season is quickly coming to a close, but it was a safe one along our shore. We take a look at the numbers and the lessons learned by rescue crews.
And students at ECU are reacting this evening after Theta Chi is alleged of drink tampering and sexual assault incidents at the fraternity house.
For a fraternity, you're supposed to be like upheld as like, men of honor, men of character. And it's like to do stuff like this, like it's just unbelievable.
Students speaking out well into the night last night at the Theta Chi fraternity house. It's after allegations surfaced. The university releasing a timely warning alert shortly before 7 o'clock last night, letting the students and staff know of these allegations. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ken Watlington.
And I'm Angie Casada. Thanks for joining us. Well, this isn't the first time this fraternity is making these type of headlines. This is what protests looked like last November when similar allegations were made against Theta Chi.
And ECU is issuing a 30-day suspension of the fraternity. That suspension, though, ended in February. The victim in the case did not want to proceed with a criminal investigation. The university also reported 3 incidents back in September of 2020.
But with this latest report, students are reacting to yet again more allegations. This time officials are reporting 2 instances of drink tampering and 1 leading to a sexual assault.
Now to your sides, Erin Jenkins has been on campus all day talking to students. She joins us now live from campus. Erin, what are their reactions tonight?
Well, Ken, Angie, a lot of the students I talked with today say they're upset, disappointed, angry, but they're not really surprised. And after hearing of these allegations, they just hope some type of change will be made. After a night full of protests, students the next morning are reacting to allegations of drink tampering and sexual assault at Theta Chi fraternity.
I was just angry because I know that this has been a problem at the school for a long time.
After reports were filed last year, several students say they aren't surprised the news is coming out again.
It didn't surprise me because it's not the first time we've heard anything about Theta Chi.
That happened last year. Like, I don't know how this is still able to happen, if I'm being honest. Second time? First time's enough. Like, I feel like the frat should have been shut down.
It's just like not a surprise, but I mean, it's disgusting.
Some women even say they don't feel safe on campus.
Hearing everybody's stories about their experiences at the fraternities, which are supposed to be, something that sets men up for success and that makes other women feel welcome. I don't feel welcome. I don't feel safe going to other fraternities, even if other fraternities didn't do this. I just know that Theta Chi is like a big part of campus and they're well known.
Now students are hoping the university will take action.
I feel like that chapter or fraternity itself on ECU's campus should be shut down.
Just get rid of Theta Chi. Theta Chi just needs to get off campus. They need to get real punishment. I don't know. I guess they were suspended last semester for a little bit, but obviously that didn't do anything if this is still an issue right now.
Now, we did reach out to ECU officials, but they were not able to comment on camera today. Instead, they sent us a statement saying they are taking this seriously and investigating. Theta Chi Nationals also tells me they're working with ECU administrators to look into this investigation. We have those full statements posted on our website at WNCT.com. Live in Greenville, Erin Jenkins, 9 on your side.
Erin, thank you. Tracking crime tonight, Greenville police continue to investigate a shooting that left one person injured yesterday. They say this man, Shy Robertson, faces charges for his possible role. Those charges include assault with a deadly weapon and possession of a gun by a minor. Police say they found Robertson on Deck Street 30 minutes after the shooting on Concord Drive. That search forced J.H. Rose High School to go into a lockdown for a short time. 22-year-old Kai Harris is recovering after he was shot in the leg during the incident.
Funding for after-school programs will be making its way to learning centers around Pitt County. 9 on your side's Adriana Hargrove spoke with learning center officials and instructors about the board's decision. And Adriana, what will the programs offer?
Well, Angie, this program is geared towards students who may have fallen behind in the classroom due to the pandemic. This new funding will go into instructional resources to enhance the programs these centers offer. $85,000 from the Elementary and Secondary School Emergency Relief Funds, or ESSER, will be given to the Bethel Youth Activity Center. Dr. Gary Moore, the CEO of the center, says they can now enhance and strengthen the learning resources they have. Dr. Moore also says with these new funds, kids can learn about aviation, robotics, healthcare professions, and more. Now, one instructor at the Youth Activity Center says she's very concerned about the learning loss kids have suffered over the past couple of years. She says from her experience, she's seen a struggle in reading.
It's really the mother to everything else, right? I mean, learning a science lesson, we have to read it. A math lesson, we have to understand it. So really focusing on that, I think, is the reading is the most important. My classroom is specifically 1st to 3rd, and we all know that most of these children are actually 2 grade levels behind.
Now, the funds even provide the transportation for students, which was one concern a parent had expressed to me off camera. Now, Beth Olfers, the executive director at Pitt County Educational Foundation, tells me that these funds are to be used within the next 2 years to close the learning gap. In studio, Adriana Hargrove, 9 on your side.
Adriana, thank you. Millions of dollars are now going to help early child care and family child care centers across the state. The State Department of Health and Human Services says $655 million is funded by the American Rescue Plan. The money will go to boost pay for teachers and staff at these centers. The funding will boost pay through the end of next year.
As the summer comes to a close, towns along the Crystal Coast are reflecting on how the summer went when it comes to keeping beachgoers safe. On your side, Cheyenne Pagan joins us now live from Emerald Isle. Cheyenne, you spoke with both Emerald Isle and Atlantic Beach officials about how many water rescues they've had so far this summer.
Both towns say they've had a relatively calm summer, and they're hoping to take what they learned this year and carry it on to the next. Lifeguards on the beach strand in Emerald Isle responded to more than 40 water rescues between April and September. They also had over 180 welfare checks during that time.
We did see that upkick as far as informational or educational briefings, warned swimmers and welfare checks around the Memorial Day weekend was our highest, and then following the 4th of July weekend. But
the Ocean Rescue Coordinator for Emerald Isle says these numbers actually show a decrease compared to previous years. He says one reason it's been slower is because of the weather.
Yeah, it comes back down to Mother Nature. Any summer season we typically see every 4 to 5 years we have what we consider a higher surf conditions for our area, and so we're just still in that lull.
And over in Atlantic Beach, the fire chief says the weather, public education, and the expansion of their lifeguard program helped them keep their numbers down too.
This past summer we had no drownings in Atlantic Beach, and we had no near drowning events or no critical water related incidents where patients had to be transported to the hospital as a result of a water related incident.
Fire chief says they responded to about 150 to 200 calls this summer, which isn't any more than in previous years. He's grateful that none of those calls were fatal.
It's not uncommon for us in years past to go through the summer and have at least one, if not multiple, drownings or near drowning accidents on our beach strand.
And overall, both departments hope beachgoers continue to listen to PSAs about beach safety. Lifeguards will be out on the beach strand in Emerald Isle through the end of September. Meanwhile, in Atlantic Beach, their season ended just after Labor Day. Live in Emerald Isle, Cheyenne Pagan, 9 on your side.
Cheyenne, thank you. Lane closures will begin again along the bridge connecting Cape Carteret to Emerald Isle. The bridge preservation work is focused on repairing the concrete structure to last longer. Lane closures were put on pause during the busy tourist season, but NCDOT is ready to get back to work.
We'll be closing one lane and we'll be using a flagging operation to direct traffic across the bridge. Like I said, there will be delays. Like I said, it does take time to get traffic from one end to the other. But yeah, so like I said, have the people plan accordingly.
From now until October 30th, there will be nightly closures from 9 to 6 in the morning. During November, they'll begin daytime lane closures. The project should be complete next March.
And DOT crews are now working on a bridge replacement project in Pitt County. It's on South Grimesland Bridge Road over the Chicod Creek. The new bridge is expected to be open by the end of the year. If you're driving in that area, you will have a 7.3-mile detour on Boyd's Road, Blackjack Grimesland's Bridge Road, Chicod Street, Pitt Street, and Beaufort Street.
Still ahead on WNCT 9 News at 6, people are still without homes after recent hurricanes in our state. How lawmakers are demanding answers to why it's taking so long to rebuild.
And thankfully, our local weather is very quiet outside today and probably for the next several days, maybe even into the weekend. A lot of sunshine. Tropics are a little bit active, though. We'll have the latest coming up next.